Hello, I'm Philippa and welcome to Growing with Marshalls. Today we're talking about growing potatoes. I love potatoes dug freshly from the garden with a bit of butter and mint on. Really tasty, much nicer than anything you can buy from the supermarket or the shops. They're very easy to grow as well, and the great thing about growing your own potatoes is that you can grow exactly the variety you want. So you can have red ones, you can have large ones, you can have funny shaped ones or little salad ones. That's the really good thing about growing your own potatoes. When you grow potatoes in the garden, you have to start with a big trench. They need a little bit of hard work. There is another method of growing potatoes and I'll talk about that a bit later on. But out in your vegetable patch, first of all, dig a big deep trench. It's a really good way of getting your soil into condition because you have to dig down quite deep. So dig a trench first, and then once you've got that all cleared, it's a good idea to put in the base of the trench some nice fertiliser to get the potatoes off to a really good start. I'm going to use this organic chicken manure here. I'm going to put some gloves on, just protects your hands. The fertiliser I'm using today for my potatoes is some organic chicken manure. You just need a little bit and just sprinkle it into the base of the trench. Just lightly put it in. Just make sure the whole area is covered over. I think that should be enough. Once you've done that, give the trench a good water. You never know what the British weather's going to do, and it just helps the potatoes get off to a good start. Then once you've done that, it's time to get your seed potatoes and put them in. Now, when you order your seed potatoes, they come in this handy little egg box here, which is great for starting them off, something called chitting. Sounds a bit strange, but what it actually means is that the potatoes start to grow little shoots just before you plant them. Gets them off to a good early start. It's a really good idea to use properly prepared seed potatoes rather than potatoes just from the supermarket. These ones you can guarantee they won't have any diseases. Put them into a cool but light room and just leave them for a few weeks and they'll soon start to put on these little chits, these little sprouts for you. Then you put your potatoes into the ground. I like to put my potatoes in on Good Friday. I know it varies each year as to when it is, but it is a good time to start and it's something to look forward to on Good Friday afternoon. So get your potatoes with the sprouts on the top, the little chits, and just place them into the ground. They need quite a lot of growing space, but obviously it depends on your variety that you've chosen. But make sure you give them enough room. Just make sure they've got enough room to spread and grow. Once you've planted them, cover them up with earth from your trench. Make sure they're fully covered, and it's a good idea to give them another water in, just to get them off to a really good start. You never know how much water we're going to get here. Just helps them along. And then leave the potatoes to grow. The thing to remember though is that potatoes aren't frost hardy, but I'll show you how to deal with the emerging sprouts a bit later on. I did mention earlier on that there was another way of growing potatoes, and instead of putting them in a trench like this, you can also grow them in containers. This is a really handy little grow sack. It's a lovely size, it's waterproof, and the great thing is you don't have to do much digging. It's a perfect size for growing potatoes. It doesn't take up much room, so good to put on your patios. Use the same principles as we've just done here. Put a bit of soil into the base, put some fertiliser in, water it, and then put your seed potatoes in. Depending on your variety, with a small sack you can probably get 3 to 5 seed potatoes in here. The potatoes aren't going to be terrifically huge, but they're going to be oh so tasty. Potatoes aren't frost hardy, but because the leaves start to emerge when frost is still around, you need to do something called earthing up. This is very simple. It just means mounding up soil over the leaves to protect them. So you just gently cover the leaves up with soil all around, literally making a mound, until you've got all the leaves covered. This not only protects the leaves from frost, it also protects the developing potatoes. New leaves will start to emerge from the centre of the mound, and you just simply need to go back and cover those back over with soil again. So that's how you grow potatoes at home. It's not that difficult really, is it? Go on, have a go. You'll absolutely love your results. Just a reminder, all the bits of equipment I've used today you can get online from Marshall's website, including these lovely Hessian sacks to store your potatoes in. But I'm going to go away now and cook some with some mint I've picked with lashings of butter. Happy gardening.